The news is live on DSTV channel 279, also streaming at TV3 Ghana on Facebook. You can join us with your thoughts and comments. We take the details now. A standoff between the minority and majority leader nearly marred the conclusion of debate on the State of the Nation address. The minority did not take kindly of what they deemed a personal attack on John Mahama's running mate, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, from the majority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin.
Constitutionally has just a term. Should that happen, the flag bearer has gone for a running mate. Mr. Speaker, under normal circumstances, they should have given us a running mate who would give a future to Ghana. Like we have given a flag bearer who represents the future of Ghana. You have brought a flag bearer who, a running mate who retired from UCC as VC, came to Ministry of Education, performed abysmally. The E-blocks, she could not complete them. She did only 29. Today you say the running mate should be the future of this country.
We know the President of the Republic is 80 years. Therefore, an attack on somebody who is 70 years, Mr. Speaker, is an attack of the President of the Republic. And when he said the running mate is 70 years and therefore there's no sense of urgency in him, we were expecting Mr. Speaker to call him because Nanadu is over 80 years. And we didn't make mistakes. He's telling us that we did a mistake in voting for Nanadu, who is 80 years, for misleading the country. So, Mr. Speaker, we are going to call him to expose.
Political scientist Dr. Kwame Asah-Asante has downplayed the issue of age in politics, adding that competence should be an important criteria in selecting leaders. He was reacting to the majority leader Afenyo-Markin's comments in Parliament about the age of the NDC's running mate, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman. That's more.
The age is not, a factor that I want to, focus my attention on. A good product is what I'm looking forward to. It's not the age. If the person is as old as Methuselah and he can deliver bread and butter for the ordinary man, I prefer that one to a young man who will provide nothing for me. I mean, yes, if you have a quality of leadership and the person is good, why not? Why not? I mean, I don't see it. And we have seen examples all over the world. G.H. Mensah was very old in Parliament, and he was so fantastic. So if you have the educational minister, who is now running mates, and he's 71, and so what? For me, it doesn't mean anything.
Let's do more stories. Chairman of the National Peace Council, Reverend Dr. Ernest Edu-Gyamfi, has urged political parties to adopt alternative dispute resolution mechanisms for peaceful elections in 2024. At a two-day training for political parties, the council chairman charged political parties to build trust to reduce election-related violence. Well, we'll bring you the story subsequently in our bulletins. If you want to find more on that as well, you can log on to 3news.com. Let's do other stories. The flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, has assured he will establish a commission of inquiry to investigate looted Ga Dangme lands. Speaking at the Greater Accra Regional House Chiefs, John Dramani Mahama also waded into the true identity of Tete Kwashi. A report by my colleague Kamla Cloche.
12 hours after concluding his Upper West Regional Tour, Greater Accra is playing host to its 10 of the Building Ghana Together Tour. A swing region, the NDC says it is determined to keep fit with a region with increased parliamentary seats.
We remain committed to ensuring the John and Jane ticket is delivered to the Flagstaff House. We would return the highest votes ever in the history of Greater Accra.
moments after the flag bearer of the opposition National Democratic Congress concluded a stakeholder engagement of party stalwarts in Dodowa. His entourage drove through the Dodowa market where he assured the women of his next administration's plans of building a modern market for them. John Mahama's next stop was the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs. The chiefs want a protection of their identity and the creation of jobs for their subjects. A hopeful John Mahama says he will not disappoint Greater Accra.
The issue of Ghana lands is a very disturbing issue. It's a vexed issue, and it raises a lot of emotions. And so for the last time, when NDC comes into office, we're going to set up a commission of inquiry on Ghana lands to make recommendations on what government should do in respect of Gadangbe lands. And at the same time, it will also investigate looted state lands, because the chiefs and people of Ghana, Dangbe, gave land to government for specific projects. If government is using those, the land for those projects, there's no problem. So Parliament is working, is Gadangbe land. The Supreme Court is working, is Gadangbe land. The airport is there, we all are using it, we're flying in and out. But where government is not going to use the land anymore for the purpose that it acquired the land, the rule is simple. It says give it back to the owners. And so we have to get a commission of inquiry in and investigate those who have taken those lands. Because you go and see lands that government is no longer using. Private people have bought them and are building all kinds of edifices on them at the expense of the traditional people. The president went to Independence Day and wrongly attributed Tetekwashi to the Ekwapim people. Even though his farm was there, Tetekwashi is a Gadangbe. And he went and got the cocoa from Fernando Po and he went and planted it there. But it's because Gadangbe culture is eroding. So our children don't even know that Tetekwashi was a Gadangbe. And so we have to make sure that we celebrate the achievements of the Gadangbe people so that our children will know what the culture is.
He gave the firm assurance of decongesting the ministerial enclave.
We are looking to decongest Accra. And so when we come into office, we're going to undertake a feasibility study to move some of the government agencies and the ministries outside the city so that we can free up more space and reduce the traffic congestion in the system.
His entourage then proceeded to the Bosokai spare parts hub.
Adena Ghana kwa ultimate container back shipping line by 24,000 cities. And to assume, and to just say, I know much last near Titit Satuano so, Senebeya Moso Mohon Ebetomo.
Komla Kluche, TV3 News, Abosokai, Accra.
Away from John Dramani Mahama, the Electricity Company of Ghana anticipates an increase in power outage during peak hours between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. due to full capacity operations in its transformers. However, energy experts suggest other factors such as the company's failure to make timely payments to power producers.
President Akufo-Addo, during the State of the Nation address, assured of stable power supply, revealing government had secured an agreement with the power producers. Under this deal, ECG pays the producers $43 million monthly. Evaluation report issued by the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission shows ECG has not allocated this amount regularly. The power distributor in January reported a total revenue of 820 million cedis. Payments made to Level A beneficiaries including Send Power, Amandi and Asogli totaled 120 million cedis instead of 514 million cedis. Level B beneficiaries include Gridco and VRE. They were to receive a total amount of 300 million cedis, but ECG paid 162 million cedis. No payments were made to Gridco and VRE. Energy policy analyst Nana Amoesi VII believes this could be accounting for the outages. He says a load shedding timetable is long overdue.
Two, you will find that the ECG is keeping a chunk of the money in this case instead of paying what is due the other players. And so the PRC must be tough on ECJ. The second leg, you're asking whether we must have a timetable. I also can give you my own experience this month in Cape Coast. There is no single day in Cape Coast that you won't find an outage. And you can't tell which part of Cape Coast will have it, whether the UCC area, whether Ola, whether Abra, or Kotokraba. There must be a timetable to the consumers so that they can plan their life. This is a common sense approach.
A statement issued by ECG blames the situation on its transformers. More than 630 transformers are said to be operating at full capacity due to increased demand. This is said to be causing fuses to blow up, resulting in outages between 7 and 11 p.m. The power distributor says it is upgrading its equipment to ensure a more stable and reliable power supply.
Mining upstream in the Pra River has compelled the Ghana Water Company to cut down water production in the central region by 30%, leading to portable water supply challenge. Residents have to trek long distances in search of water, a situation affecting productivity.
According to the Ghana Water Company Limited, the alarming levels in turbidity of raw water from the Pra River have destroyed 2/3 of the company's pumps at the Setrehimang treatment plant. This has affected the intake canal and clogged up the sump of the plant and reduced the flow of water to the plant. The cut in water production has become inevitable. Hundreds of residents and students in Cape Coast and adjoining communities have been worst hit. They have to endure queues, sacrifice their sleep and comfort in search of water, and even children are struggling to cope.
Gone all the neighborhood in search of water, and just then we heard there is a well at Bakano, so that we are going there to get some of the water.
We are pleading with Ghana Water Company to improve water supply because we are suffering. The frustration is real.
The Ghana Water Company has commenced a 10-day dredging and desalting exercise to improve water production and supply to customers in affected communities. This is expected to help reduce cost of production, especially energy and treatment of chemicals.
It's almost water that cannot be treated. But what are we doing? Now we have to use more potent chemicals at very exorbitant prices. I think 3 to 4 times more expensive, than the conventional alum that we use. So these days you will hear of polymer or polyelectrolytes, more potent but very expensive chemicals. So if we had not gotten that, probably we wouldn't even have water. Because of the nature of the water, we have cut down production by 30% so that we can have time to treat the very poor, bad water we have. I'm told that some security men in Western region have assured us that if we can get them some logistics, they will partner us to ward off these galamsey activities.
The Ghana Water Company insists it has to shut down water treatment plant when turbidity levels surpass critical threshold and has called for collective efforts to combat illegal mining.
In the Ashanti Regional Capital, 5 persons are in the grips of the police for attacking officers of the Ghana National Fire Service deployed to bring a market fire under control at Racecourse. The dawn fire has impacted negatively on the livelihood of over 100 traders.
For 6 hours, firefighters had to battle it all out to contain the spread. By the time the raging inferno was brought under control, 180 shops had been burnt beyond recovery. The Ghana National Fire Service said an attack on its officers contributed to delays in attending to the situation. DO3 Simon Buedu is the Komfanochi Fire Commander.
The attack was as a result of they believing that we delayed in getting to the scene. But we were able to apprehend some 5 of these attackers, and they are currently at the police custody. We're going to pursue this to the latter. And the attack of firemen must stop.
Leadership of the market condemned the attack.
The
unfortunate incident has left victims traumatized, with many thinking of how to return to business after losing almost everything.
All have bent. If it were that some bent and some couldn't, that we will get help from the others and then be granting gradually, and then finally we will get some money to set up the business again. But now all the grandmates have bent, so I don't even know. We are really, really frustrated. We don't know what to do.
An observation by the firefighters pointed to the combustible items in some of the shops and unplanned nature of the burnt area as the reason for the quick spread of the fire. Member of Parliament for Bantima, Francis Asensu-Boache, advised traders to desist from illegal electricity connection after he was briefed about the preliminary cause of the incident.
This illegal electricity connection, which has proven to be one of the main reasons why we experience major fire events in this country, must be stopped.
Though an investigation to establish the exact cause of the fire is underway, some victims are pointing to an electrical fault. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Racecourse, Kumasi.
We'll definitely keep an eye on the situation and bring you updates subsequently. Deputy Minister Designate for Local Government and Rural Development, Vincent Asifo, says the National Union of Ghana Students has become highly politicized as candidates seek political support due to lack of funding. He made the observation when he appeared before the Appointment Committee of Parliament.
The Deputy Minister Designate pledged to assist his minister in enhancing the work of the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development upon receiving the necessary approval. He believes that district and municipal chief executives should be elected on a partisan basis. As a former National Union of Ghana Students activist, he was asked why the union has been politicized.
Institutions are supposed to be paying capitation. This lies at the doorstep of every university. But there seems to be a delay, or if you like, inadequate funds from these universities to pay such monies. So by the time you realize, it becomes the problem of the aspirant to pay such monies before those institutions can actually vote. When that happens, you have to go and look for money from politicians. Now, that politician who gave you that money may want you to do the burden of him. So that has been the challenge that we face at the front of the National Union of Ghana Students.
Deputy Minister for Energy John Kwabena Abam Abua Sani, among others, also appeared before the committee.
For more news updates, kindly log on to 3news.com. My name is Godwin Asida, but the show continues shortly with Na Ashoko and Roland Walker. Stay with us. Bye-bye.